Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Susan, and thank you for tuning in to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Rich Walsh will be joined by Ron Cook in just a matter of moments. Give us a call tonight, 412-575-2600 is the number. You can always tweet me at Richie Walsh. We'll be taking your phone calls and answering your tweets. A huge win for the Pens tonight. They had crucial 2 points. Ron, you were at the game. Had to have been an electric atmosphere, not only 90s night. Did you have your IOU sweatshirt on or Z Cavaricci's
no,
or anything?
I didn't. I didn't even do the Macarena. They played that song, but I didn't do it.
I was just trying to think of maybe the most popular musician during the 90s, and I came up with, I think, and I don't know if you agree or disagree with me, Vanilla Ice.
Oh, my God.
MC Hammer.
Well, like Springsteen or somebody like that.
Before the 90s,
he was big
right?
all the
he
way
was big
through.
But I'm thinking of, you know, the legendary 90s musicians. I came up with Vanilla Ice.
I can't say I was a fan.
So anyways, speaking of ice, Gensel was amazing.
Speaking of being cold outside, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, 17 degrees, right?
Yeah, and it feels the wind chill 0. I mean, just walking from my car, it's brutal out there. But you know what? The fans went home happy tonight. I think they braved the cold to get to their car. It could have gone either way. Overtime in hockey is so good. The 3-on-3 is just so exciting. Back and forth. Both teams had chances. Matt Murray made a couple saves. Luongo made a couple saves. And then Jake Gensel, just a spectacular individual effort. Outfights the guy, up the ice, controls the puck, goes in and beats Luongo with a backhander. Just a great, great goal by a great player. I don't think we're going overboard or exaggerating by calling Gensel a great player. It's at 30-some goals now already.
And the guy that set him up.
To get close to 40. Get 40.
Yeah, and the guy that set him up, too, was pretty good tonight. Sidney Crosby seems to be taking this team on his back. I mean, it's his 5th straight multi-point game. Another pretty good, I would say another good outing by Matt Murray, too, because I'd imagine he's going to start on Thursday.
But yeah, I would think so. But they have then back-to-back Saturday, Sunday. You got to give DeSmith one of those games. The only goal I didn't like that Murray gave up was the second one to Trocheck. Real bad angle, basically from his right to almost the bottom of the circle. And somehow it got by him. That wasn't a good goal, but overall he had 30-some saves. I thought played well. He's the key to them going down the stretch as far as I'm concerned.
Well, this is the game that I thought the Penguins would lose if they were going to lose one of these games. They seemed, like a lot of teams in this town, they don't really get up for the average to mediocre teams like a Florida. And I thought if there's any team that might sneak up on them, it would be this Florida team. And when they got off to that slow start and looked like they were just going through the motions in the first period, but right when that second period started, things just turned on.
Yeah, I mean, it was the crowd was into it. I thought it was a couple cool things tonight. Obviously, Matt Cullen honored before the game, his 1,500. All the players come out wearing Cullen jerseys. It was really cool. Nice ceremony. Penguins do the ceremonies. They're so classy with those. And then I thought the coolest part of the night, Phil Kessel had like 3 or 4 just fabulous scoring chances. And Luongo stopped them, and on one, Kessel was right to Luongo's right. He took a big shot, big attempt at a shot, and just got a piece of it, kind of rolled into Luongo. He just walked away smiling, shaking his head. They followed him to the bench, and the crowd just supported him so much with this unbelievable ovation. He's sitting on the bench like, I can't believe this. I can't score. 16 games now, Rich. But Crosby said after the game, it's coming close. He's going to explode. He had 3 or 4 chances tonight. He could have had a hat trick easily.
Yeah, once I feel like he gets one, I think that's how it works. I mean,
Man, it
guys
was
get out of their
close
slumps.
tonight. You can't get closer than he did tonight.
Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for him because I think that they need this guy. If they're going to want to, I think they're going to get into the postseason. But if they want to win a series or 2, they need him to start playing well.
And Hornquist has got to score too. Malkin, took 2 bad penalties tonight, offensive zone penalties. One in the first 30 or 40 seconds of the game led to a power play goal. Penguins were down 1-0 like a minute 45 in. Malkin can't take those penalties, but you got to get Kessel going. And man, if he plays like he did tonight, he had so many chances. They're going to go in sooner rather than.
Dumoulin back, which is huge.
That was nice tonight.
Looks like you're going to get Letang back on Thursday.
Hopefully. You got Columbus coming in here back-to-back Thursday and Saturday at Columbus, and then you're back home against Boston, who just on a tear right now. It's an interesting week. They can really take control of their playoff destiny if they win these games.
Yeah, 16 games left. They also got a little bit of help. Carolina lost in overtime. Columbus won in a shootout. And I think the Islanders, they end up winning too. But the Carolina losing,
they get a point out of it.
They get a point.
Right. But the Penguins got two. So.
Yeah, and the Penguins are now tied with Carolina but lose the tiebreaker. Before we go to break, 16 games left. You have back-to-back games this weekend. Thursday is a huge game. And I would imagine Murray's going to start on Thursday. Which game would you have Murray start this weekend? I think he needs to go back-to-back with Columbus because that could be potential first. That could be a matchup early on.
Yeah, he could end up playing Boston too. But let's see how Murray plays on Thursday. Will probably dictate if he plays real well. You probably bring him right back against Columbus. If he happens to get beat, doesn't play well, maybe you bring him back against Boston. They have 16 games left. I got to figure DeSmith's got to play 4, maybe. You got to keep him going.
Yeah.
You got to keep him fresh. You got to keep him sharp. If anything, we've learned from these playoff runs during their Cup years, you need more than one goaltender. We saw the one year Zadkov had to play. They needed 3. So, and Murray's had a history of injuries. I'm not just playing Murray every single game the rest of the way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think 4 is a great number for DeSmith down for the rest of the season. 16 games left, 12 and 4 would be a good way to split it. They have some back-to-back games coming up, including this weekend against Columbus and then Boston. All right, we got to take a break. Back with your phone calls. 412-575-2600 is the number, and some of your tweets. Stay right there.
The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.